Welcome back to my Final Fantasy IV Let's Play. So, when we last left off, we had just escaped from the underground and Cid blew himself up. And now we are going to Baron to get help from Cid's engineers. So that's where we are heading now. You know, before we do that, I've got an idea. This time, I think I will actually get... Save first. This time, I think I will actually get those treasures I left in the Eblon Castle. So, once again, we have lost a party member. But that will be taken care of eventually. So let's see if we can figure out the puzzle of this room. So it looks like there are staircases, but one of them won't be reachable from that staircase. Staircases aren't visible here, but they're hidden. Aha! And haha! It's possible that I was worried for nothing, and maybe I'll just be the king of Eblon. No, maybe there won't actually be any monsters in these chests after all. Well, there you go then. I like finding these kind of hidden away areas. It makes them feel all the more hidden and weird and secret that there's no background there at all. Makes you feel like a super clever, sneaky type person. Alright, so that's all we wanted to do here. Once again, time to get on with the plot. The very plotty plot that's going to plot all plottishly. I don't know what I'm talking about now. But no. To Baron. Yep, pretty much. Yep, pretty much. Sorry about killing some of your dudes. It's okay though, I mean, I'm the protagonist. What's over here? Oh yeah, this wasn't anything actually, I never found this. Weird, okay. It's actually funny, because, I actually did build, this castle in Minecraft once, and I remember actually specifically building this passage into it, so it's funny that I actually forgot all about it. But there you go. You know, before we continue with the plot, I've actually got another idea. There's something interesting down there, but first, I never did actually loot this place. So let's do that. Because remember, you must always loot everywhere in RPGs. It is your birthright. I must steal all these items that I will never use. Another significant looking gap that isn't actually anything. right, okay. I can't actually do this yet. Never mind, false alarm. I jumped the gun a little bit. Oh well. So let's get on with the plot. Now that I have found every possible way to waste time doing other things. Okay. How did he do that? By radio? I guess he might have... When he talked to them last, he told them to... Oh well. Not really that important, I suppose. The game seems to enjoy its little scenes where they futz around on the airship. Well, it's a bit hand-wavy, but now we pretty much have our plot ticket for continuing on with the story. So yes, now we can get a little bit clever with this thing here. You remember this hovercraft that we left all the way back here? I'll bet it might even seem kind of pretty far back when this was our entire world was this path from Baron all the way to Fabul, and now we can just kind of zoom right over it. It's actually kind of clever how they kind of bring you back here and remind you that, you know, you used to have such a difficult time kind of traveling over this terrain. Now you can just fly right over it, just like that. What do we need this thing for? We need it for going this way. Starting to get a grasp of the terrain again, the lay of the land, as it were. So with the hovercraft, as you may remember, we are able to travel over shallow water, which is marked by these rocks here. That's the only way to get to this cave, which is where we need to be right now. And now we've got ourselves another dungeon. I don't think that this is a long dungeon. It's kind of just a pit stop dungeon, I suppose you could call it, on the way to bigger and more important things, although that does not mean that the enemies won't hit like a freaking truck. Jeez. They don't even give that much experience points. And healing, and we're healing, and we're healing, and we're healing. Alright, alright, alright. Let's get on with it already. Treasure over here? Ah, screw it. I don't want to mess with you assholes. I should really teach Rydia Virus again. It'll be so refreshing having that awesome spell in my spell list once again. Okay, so that was a dead end. This whole place is just a big dead end. There's nothing here. What's over here? Is this also a dead end? No, there's actually a couple treasure chests here. Shurikens. travel past here? Probably not, because it's blocked by this wooden part of the bridge. The support, bridge support. That's it. That's what it's called. Silly. These are obviously much more than skulls. They got whole bodies. I don't know what Cursed does. It might reduce defense. I'm not sure. Dang. That's what I'm talking about. We've been burning through a lot of random encounters lately, making up a pretty significant portion of what we've been doing. A lot more so than previous. I guess it's just the dungeons are starting to get longer, kind of running into more fights that way. And Rydia's hit points are really low. We should do something about that, like perhaps murdering everyone else and letting her get all the XP. Nah, I'm still trying to, I really do want to keep this particular save file as playing the game as you would normally, you know, as intended, more or less. I might grind a bit, but I'm not going to, like, intentionally game the level system, like I do elsewhere. Yeah, okay, so this is basically a subsection away from the dungeon-y part of the dungeon. And first we will stay at the inn, and then we will investigate why there's all these people here. Let's go. You know what, let's buy some cabins. Hold on, what's our situation here? Of course it has to chunk them together one at a time. But no, let's actually, yeah, sell some things. First of all, I'm not gonna use carrots. Does it? I guess I can just, quantity 10. This can go, 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 this can go. I don't think Yang is ever going to rejoin the party, so let's just go ahead. This can go, and this can go, and this is apparently a unique, it's a key item. I don't know if you ever use it for anything else, but they're not going to let you get rid of it, so... That actually gave us quite a bit more money, too. So let's, buy, yeah. Enough cabins that I can, blow them. This is what I was gonna blow them as much as I want and not, feel guilty about it. That is the reason all these people are here, is because they were, they lived in Eblon and their whole place was just blown up. Power. Got it, got it. Short sword's use will become evident, later on. Oh no, she doesn't use staffs. What am I thinking? And you may have noticed Rydia is armed with a whip. I believe that she's never going to do much damage with it, but there is later on a... wow, that's expensive. There is a whip you can get that paralyzes people. I think that may be the Blitz Whip. But really her weapon is not that important in the grand scheme of things. So, what's over here? Ah, you're hiding in here. Oh, food and stuff. Well, is there anything I can loot? Oh, yes. Yes, I remember. I forgot all about that. Gosh. It's gotta be off the top of my head here, but someone wanted me to rename. Yes, I remember now. This will make no sense at all to anyone who is not a fan of Welcome to Night Vale. Welcome to Night Vale. But if you are, then the names Cecil and Carlos may mean something to you. Unless my memory was faulty and I got the name wrong, which is not an impossible possibility. And I will probably end up looking it up later on and being embarrassed if I did get it wrong. That's not important right now. I can fix that. And I don't think we have had any other requests for name changes, so we are just going to leave that one silly reference and have it be done with it. I just need to not get confused by the different name. You know what, I'm not gonna screw with freaking vampire bats. Forget it. You guys suck. Okay, that wasn't even on purpose. The prince went alone. Don't mind if I loot. That was terrible. I promise not to make terrible jokes like that again. Sensing a pattern here. Pattern of people who have been beaten up. It's usually not a good pattern. Usually that's the kind of pattern you hope to see places other than where you are right now. But, being the main characters, we of course moving in the direction of where people are getting beaten up, because it's just how we roll. Yeah. Jeez. So I think we have a pretty good idea of what's going on here, based on the very obvious hints given by the collapsed soldiers. It's a good thing that these ones are highlighted, because I really don't feel like searching for any more secret entrances. There's a lot of treasure here. No shit. Going after a fiend by himself might suggest that. I know, I shouldn't be running from so many encounters, but I can't help myself. They're just such a pain to fight. Grr. Get the last few treasures, I think that's all of them. And then we will start seeing some plotty stuff. I don't think I've really used much stuff. Oh hey, do you see that? Let's check it out. I have a bad feeling about this. God damn it! Yeah, we've fought these guys before. Let's try Titan. I don't think I ever got to show Titan. And if the enemies fight back against it, then it would be an attack on Titan. How can getting punched in the face by a golem put you to sleep anyway? Not that the enemies could fight back at all, because basically summons are just a type of spell and they go away as soon as they do their thing. Yes! Virus. Okay, this time I am not going to equip the Drain Sword. That got me in trouble last time. Doesn't matter if my one guy manages to heal if he keeps missing and everybody else dies. It doesn't really do me much good. So let's save. I think we might be able to get some plot done here. If we can just... No, wait. Which is the way with the treasure? No, wait, I got that treasure, but that's... Is that on the other side of some rocks? Yes, it is. So I need this treasure. Yeah. Jeez. Alright, let's fight the egg just for kicks. Actually, let's see if Kane can take it out in one hit. I'm curious. Nope. Namiya. Oh, that was easy. Jeez. That one was a one-hit kill, pretty much. Two-hit kill, I guess. And it gave me as much experience as that really annoying fight with the two black lizards. I guess you can see kind of the how the XP balances out here. Another sit back and watch fight. Not too smart, buddy. Ouch. Well, he put on quite an entrance. Really? You want him to come back? Dude, you've gotten your ass beat. Pretty sure the fire tornado had an influence. Yeah, you really did take care of it, didn't you? That's gonna take some getting used to. Oh, come on. That takes up more space than Cura. You sure change your tune quickly. Let's see, does this lead into an entire other dungeon? Oh, come on. Jesus! Give me a break. Freaking hell. Well, let's see it. Let's see, we're not doing too bad. By ninja magic. Alright, so we gotta change up the party composition again. Actually, no, this is fun. No, let's actually, yeah. Get some Cecil healing in here. You could use the practice. Being a paladin isn't all about stabbing people. Let's be Rydia. I like Rydia. Egg. What's your deal, egg? Your deal is that you hatch into a Lamia again. I'm not impressed. So I think the damage to the egg actually does carry over to the monster it turns into, which is probably why the first Lamia died so fast. So that makes sense. Depending on how long this dungeon goes, I might end up saving at one of the save points and stopping there, because we already kind of went through one small dungeon. This part of the game really does ramp up the density of how many dungeons you're taking, so... Virus. I don't know why I went for the back one. Oh no! It resisted the virus, and that's no fun. But hey, at least it got sap inflicted on it, which might be something. You can hope anyway. Yeah. Just die. This thing's hit hard. Die. So, let's actually take a look at Edge a little bit. So he can wield, short swords. He dual wields, so that's nifty. He can also throw weapons, like shurikens. He can also throw certain kinds of swords. In fact, I think he can just throw a lot of kinds of swords. So these short swords can be thrown, or they can be wielded. Once you throw a weapon, as you probably would guess, then it is gone for good. That leads to... oh, I see. I tend not to throw weapons, although throwing can actually deal a lot of damage. No, instant death, no. The other thing he can do is he has ninja magic, And generally those are widespread spells that hit a lot of enemies. I don't think it tends to do that much damage. Can we look at what he's got? All he's got right now is flames, so not really much going for him right now, but he'll get more later. Do I want to bother with these guys? No. Let's give it a shot, what the hell. Forget ice, let's hit him with virus. That's what I'm talking about. One hit kill, baby. Wow. That hits hard. Virus. So glad I have virus now. It's going to be a fun time. Of course, I might end up using Radia's MP a little bit rapidly if I don't hold myself back at least a little bit. But, you know, you've got to have your fun, right? This looks like a trap. It's a trap. Oh, God. Let's do something like this, see if it has an effect. I would really like to reduce this number of Mad Ogres to less than 4 in as rapid a manner as possible. God damn. I hope this does more than 1 damage. I hate you. Really, they don't seem to hit the back row very hard. So I might want to actually prioritize protecting my frontliners. I don't think this is freaking doing anything for me. This is annoying. Of course they had to be resistant to all magic. Why wouldn't they be? Oh shit. I didn't realize I was waiting on her turn. God damn! You things have my eternal hatred. Let's see if maybe Rydia's whip can push this guy over the edge. We have to kill these things. This is absurd. Jesus Christ. Just die already. I really should have just blinked Cecil. Can he know? Does he know blink at all? Oh my god. This is insane. Okay. I want everyone to be alive to sponge up the experience from these guys, although that may be a vain goal. This might be a sign that I'm underleveled, or it may just be a sign that these enemies suck. Suck so much. That's really the big problem with this this whole general combat system, is once your dudes start dropping... Fuck it, I'm just ending this battle. This is a disaster. once your dudes start dropping, there's really no easy way to save them until you learn Life 2. At which point you can revive them at full hit points. Because once you revive them, then you have to spend a turn healing them, during which pretty much a single hit and they're dead. And there's really nothing you can do about it. Just flat out zero things. It sucks. If there were one really huge criticism I would have of the combat system, that would be it, because that's really not fair. At least give us like an intermediate spell that revives at like half health at least, or even just give the default, you know, the life 1 half health healing, because that is ridiculous and just not at all fair, and it's not fun. You really feel like the game is just kind of screwing you over when you're spending all this energy reviving people and they keep dropping. It's really a matter of you know, when you're winning, you know, you can do pretty well. When you're losing, you just keep losing. There's you know, if you wipe on a boss, pretty much the thing to do is just to stay on top of healing. You kind of saw that in the battle with the Calcobrina, that the fight went much more smoothly just by making absolutely sure to keep people in high health at all times. And because really, just it's hard to come back is just really the big thing. And I'm not fighting any more of these. I really wanted to get the experience points from them, and all went to Cain. It was a complete wash, really. I hate doing that too. It's another quirk of mine that I really want the experience to be evenly distributed, and it really it's really obnoxious when characters who are dead lose out on experience, because for one thing, then they're losing out on experience, so the characters that are most vulnerable to being killed fall behind and are even more vulnerable to being killed, and then it also just makes it so that the levels are really uneven, which is really frustrating, and there's not much to do for that other than to deliberately kill that character and then rebalancing the experience. And maybe it doesn't really make that much of a difference, but there just seems to be no good reason to do that. It only seems to kind of it works to further kind of punish you unnecessarily for those battles where you barely make it. And that's kind of the logic that leads me to want to just keep healing people who fall, because if I finish the battle when they're dead, then they lose out on experience. But that turned out to be the wrong way to do it, because I just really wanted to focus on damage, and Cain was the one guy who could kind of make it through the fight. But that led me to losing everyone lost a ton of experience points except Cain. So then, you know, all of the characters who could have survived are now, you know, they're weaker as a result, which just makes it all worse. So yeah, that's just kind of one of my complaints. Let's see how we're doing here. I think we could keep going. And I guess I'm getting really negative all of a sudden. But really, it just kind of comes down to the fact that it kind of, it really brings down the enjoyment. It's one of those things where the game kind of stops being fun when you're really kind of struggling, and it's just one of the things that is kind of a black mark on the game, I think. Which I guess is just as much as I love this game, I do think that the overall design of the you know, the day-to-day regular fights against regular monsters is not, it's not as well designed as it could be. And maybe that's just my preferred playstyle, that I like to kind of keep it to a relatively small number of high-impact fights. But on the other hand, I mean, these fights tend to get really difficult. You know, it's like a lot of high-impact fights where you're just kind of really getting worn down. And it makes the individual fights, you kind of have this big struggle that's not really meaningful, and I guess that's kind of a flaw in the, whatchamacallit, a flaw in the random encounter system, where in the abstract, yes, you are gaining experience points, you're making progress by killing monsters, but in the concrete sense, you're just kind of fighting this endless teeming horde, and it makes the individual fights kind of seem meaningless. You're just kind of fighting against an innumerable wave of monsters, which after a while you just kind of want to have fights that mean something. And I guess that's kind of why I'm a fan of battle systems that kind of make you feel like you're making forward progress as you're killing monsters, and that kind of killing monsters is not just coincidental to making forward progress in the game. Anyway, cutscene time. You kind of reduce the impact when you remove the whatchamacallits. You're supposed to say, "To hell." Oh well. It's not that big a deal. Just another one of the, bring you all down to the Hades. Just another one of the issues of the translation. But, you know, it's not that big a deal. Now this boss battle, I think, is not really a boss battle. You do get attacked, but fighting them doesn't really do anything, so I'm not going to bother. At least I think. Maybe I'm wrong about that. No, it's still going. Oh, and now Cain is going to land on them. Damn. So, Rubicante is an interesting character in that he is an honorable villain, and he really does mean it. So we are allowed to step away. There's nothing holding us here. He's going to wait for us to come back and fight him when we're ready. So I'm going to save. I believe this is a save point, yes. I'm going to save, and I'm not going to actually use a Kevin or a Ten, because he is actually going to heal us to full health before we fight. So it's going to be a fair fight, us versus him. And this is, there's a pretty significant gap between fighting him and the other three fiends. And it really kind of builds up the fact that he is by far the strongest of them. So this is probably going to be a fairly difficult fight. Interesting thing that I kind of forgot is you don't really see that much of this guy. I really do like this character a lot, and it's interesting that I developed such a strong affinity for the character, I suppose, on the basis of actually a relatively small amount of screen time. So yeah, he's got the glare ability, and it's pretty bad. It's nasty. He uses pretty powerful magic when his cloak is open, and that's the only time when you can really hit him with spells. Oh shit. Otherwise, I believe even ice will heal him if you hit him while his cloak is covered. Okay, we gotta double up on the healing here so we can keep people alive. This does kind of play on what I said before, where if you kind of fall behind in keeping people alive, you're gonna have a hard time, keeping up. And unfortunately, Rubicante kind of takes advantage of that by basically killing you a lot. And there's not much you can do about it because he does, upwards of double your character's max hit points unless you've really power leveled. Let's see if I can get a spell off before he hides again. I'm doing a lot of damage to him, which makes me kind of wonder how much hit points he has. This might end up being a shorter fight than I would have expected. And yeah, that's what happens if you time it wrong. I must wonder if there's much point in healing people, because he's just going to use glare on them, which is going to take them out in one hit anyway. Damn, okay. That was actually not as hard as I thought. I guess it's just because my ice attacks hit him for a lot of damage. And here I am building him up all like that. Um, but, you know, he's still a pretty tough fight if you fall behind on keeping people alive. I think my strategy of just kind of repeatedly keeping people on their feet kind of helped protect me against the glare. It's going to be interesting killing him with just Rydia. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what all happens next. How did you guys just march through here? It's freaking crawling with monsters. I guess he's got soldiers. Let's see what's in here. I may regret this. Oh, the crystal room. Oh, right. That's what happens. Fuck. I really should have saved. Alright, well, reaping the seeds of my own carelessness. I think we'll be fine. I don't believe we're gonna run into any more bosses before we find an out. So if you were sharp-eyed, when we were in the underground portion of the tower, you may have noticed a section that we were not able to reach, and that would be this section here. And if I take a sneaky peek over here, we may see... This looks kind of familiar on the right side. So yeah, so that's the section of the tower we weren't able to reach previously, and come on, don't do this. Don't be a jerk, game. I think as soon as I get back to a stable position, I will be just about ready to save and call this an episode. And it's gonna make us go all the way back down to the first floor, isn't it? Alright, alright. Okay, no, that's just an obvious trap. Well. Yeah. Come on. Surprise attacks. Anyway, what I was about to say, so I didn't get this far by not falling into obvious traps, so let's do it. Heal up. Make sure our healer doesn't die, because that would suck a lot. Okay. Hopefully we won't get into too many encounters on the way there. Well, That was anticlimactic. All that for a cure too. It had its own little like long bridge and a little alcove completely committed to that one chest, and it was just a little potion. Okay, fine. If that's how you want to play it. Ooh, free airship. I'm impressed, even with the iffy translation, that was still a genuinely funny line. Like I said, we never got this far by not walking into obvious traps. I wonder if this is also a reference to something, or if it's just a name. I wouldn't be surprised if it was some kind of reference. If anyone, if that sounds familiar to anyone, by all means let me know, because I'm curious now. And now that we're free to fly around in an airship on the underground, you remember what Sid said about the airship being unable to take the heat? We literally cannot fly over the ocean right now. So we are actually limited to land areas right now, believe it or not. So we can see this is the path we followed to get to the tower previously. And then back this way is, we can actually find our way back here, where the hole to the above ground was, but we can't actually leave because it was sealed up. So of course, since there's only one other location that we can access right now, this would be the obvious place to go once we pick up playing next time. So I hope to see you there.